Well, happy Monday, my friends. Hope you guys are having a great Monday and a great week ahead for you. Today, we're going to be talking about the week ahead in Call of Duty as detailed by Call of Duty. We're going to be taking a look at what lies ahead here for this week and what lies on the horizon as well, because this week may not be the most exciting of all weeks, but what comes shortly thereafter may be. So as we go along, let me know your thoughts down below. What are you guys looking forward to here over the next week or two within Call of Duty, either in Warzone, Cold War, or anywhere else in COD? Feel free to let me know. As well, if you enjoy the video, make sure you drop a like down below, and of course, if you are new to the channel, make sure you guys subscribe so you don't miss a single thing regarding all things Warzone, Cold War, and anything COD related, as we're on the road to 400,000 subscribers, and we'll keep it the day with all of it. So if you're interested in joining the community, I'd love to have you. That's it. Let's talk about the week and maybe weeks at hand. So let's start out with what's on deck this week, detailed by a blog post for the week ahead by Call of Duty. We of course see that we see some game modes coming throughout the week in our weekly refresh as of later this week. St. Patrick's Day stockpile is going to continue on. Knife Fight 3v3 is something that's being introduced here, and it's kind of a celebration of the new E-Tools launch from last week, and then other melee weapons mixed in as well. But this will be a gunfight variation with the weapons of the machete, the wakizashi, the sledgehammer, the E-Tool, and the knife, and various blueprints available for them. You'll be equipped also with a tomahawk and gung-ho with your loadouts every time as well, so this will be an interesting spin on gunfight. Personally, I'm going to try it out, though for the most part, I feel like knifing has a lot of 50-50 just toss-up engagements, so I'd still prefer a regular gunfight instead of a knife battle, but I'll definitely try it out. I'll give it a go here at this week's refresh. Prop hunt was also described as being removed from the featured rotation as well, though they do mention that it's for good reason. When it comes back, we'll end up seeing more maps and more props for the mode where applicable. Apparently also coming with Miami Strike and Satellite in the rotation as of later this month, which is a nice little lead-in for where we're going to be going here in the discussion in just a few minutes. It seems like, though, this week we'll also see the shop bundles that they're pushing heavy with continue on. We'll see 2 weeks of back-to-back pretty awesome bundles if you ask me. Just yesterday, we ended up seeing the introduction of the Montezuma's Curse Mastercraft bundle for Cold War and Warzone, which comes with a cool Mastercraft blueprint for the Bullfrog, where when you inspect that, it gets shot with a bunch of different arrows. There's a nice AUG blueprint, which again is something that's good right now and may likely be worth using if you like the design, since the weapon is meta as ever right now, tier skips and a few other things. But later this week, we also see the Mastercraft bundle called the Tracer Pack Necro King Mastercraft bundle, with the Ice Drake Ultra Rare Krig, the Cold Spear M60, the Dragon Claw Charm, the Dead Sled Vehicle Skin, the Frozen Waste Calling Card, the Necro King sticker, and the Necromancer Watch, as well as the Climactic Horn. Now this right now, I'm a bit surprised on because it'll be back-to-back Mastercraft releases in weeks. But at the same time, these are both of the ones that we know of currently and that are in the game files for bundles that we have for Season 2, and completes that list. Last season we had 3, so I can't imagine this is all that we'll see in terms of Mastercrafts for the duration of Season 2, but interesting that it's back-to-back and pretty top-heavy. I definitely expect more to be introduced as the mid-season update when that comes along and adds new stuff in, but for right now, they're loading up on the top end here. The Mastercraft, though, for this is incredibly cool if you can suspend that belief in realism. I'm sure that this is going to agitate quite a few people when it comes to the realistic side of Warzone, but this blueprint, not even kidding, without showcasing the leaked footage of it, you go to inspect it and the etched wings on the weapon, it's a dragon design on the weapon, the wings come off and the weapon tries to fly away like a dragon would. So it's both incredibly awesome and absurdly wild, a kind of combination of I don't know if this is too much or it's just really cool. That's my opinion on it at least, but that'll be introduced as of this weekend. Another detailed bundle coming up this week is the Supercharged Reactive. So really, again, they're getting top heavy with these big marquee items in the shop this season. That, though, comes with the reactive blueprint for the AUG. Again, incredibly meta, so maybe worthwhile to you if you find it interesting looking. There's also another Bison blueprint coming along here with this, swapping the reactive and ultra rarities with yesterday's Montezuma bundle, but the Supercharged is coming in the store as of this Thursday with a weekly update. The Necro King Mastercraft bundle is Sunday the 21st, so if you're interested in any of those will be coming this week, and if you would like to support the channel a little bit further, the entirely optional thing you can do is use code ESPRESSO in the in-game shop. A big thanks to Colt, Cody, Thomas, and Julian for the love, as they did already. But if you end up using code ESPRESSO, feel free to tweet me a picture. I'd love to shout out some of you in upcoming videos. But when it comes to what else is happening this week, that's kind of what's described, though admittedly, I do think that we see another shift or spread in zombies for Warzone, or at least I hope so. The pacing of this so far has been incredibly strange, so if they don't start picking it up soon, I'll be incredibly confused as to what's happening here for the Season 2 main event or the Season 3 potential launch for something new in Warzone, with all signs still pointing towards towards that end of Season 2 main event, and again, something big coming in Season 3, we should start to see things ramp up drastically as we approach the midway point of the season. So fingers crossed that Warzone picks up speed for the first time in a while, but we'll have to wait and see. With that said, that then leads us to the next point of discussion. This week isn't all that large in and of itself, but what looks like next week could be, bringing us that midpoint of Season 2 and potentially a mid-season update. So before we jump into that, I want to take a few seconds and let you know about my friends over at Gamer Advantage. Now, listen, I know that some ad reads are just that, ad reads, but Gamer Advantage's blue light glasses are the best on the market that I've used. And I tell you that with my entire confidence. As a content creator, I probably spend minimum like 8 hours a day looking at a screen, whether it be a monitor noting and researching videos, editing, or just watching the audio peaks while I record my voiceovers. But whether monitor, phone, whatever it may be, there is a screen in front of my eyes emitting blue light a ton during the day. Doing this for years on end, I definitely noticed the long-term effects that they have. But Gamer Advantage glasses have definitely helped me tremendously. From their true color tech in their lenses, which means you get zero yellow tint like every other pair on the market, clinically proven and durable lenses, incredibly comfortable frames, and that's coming from a guy who doesn't like the feeling of glasses at all. They're the real deal. So if you feel the strain of looking at your phone a lot, you sit down at a desk and work on a computer all day, these are absolute lifesavers. If you want to learn more, head on over to the link in the description below, and if you're interested in picking up a pair, use code ESPRESSO for 10% off your order. But anyways, when it comes to the future, again, this week may not be all that thrilling. We've talked about it plenty, that there's peaks and valleys, and that rule of 2 applies to Call of Duty's release and marketing in sight, but Season 2 launched. The first week wasn't really anything major, it's relatively minor, playlist updates and stuff, the usual. The second week's update last week provided us with the E-tool and a few additional items, plus also saw that changeover from the Outbreak event and the spread of zombies a little further, or I guess maybe shift is a better term for that. The third week, this week, likely is going to be smaller again. Playlists and what was described from the blog post from Activision today again. But next week, that could potentially be another peak, and incidentally is the midpoint of Season 2. So if you take a look at what is yet to come to the game, there's a lot in potentially reserved content for the mid-season update in both Cold War and Warzone. We have a few maps left still, a few weapons, and a few smaller things. Map-wise, we have Golova as a multi-team map. It's there in Outbreak, which is kind of the multi-team facet of it. I'd imagine it comes also to Fireteam, but also is, because it's cross-mode specific, that multi-team designation. We have Mansion as a gunfight map, and Miami Strike coming at some point. Then we also have weapons of the R1 Shadowhunter and the ZRG 20mm sniper, plus 2 other operators that are explicitly stated and haven't been introduced just yet. Map-wise, I'd expect at least one of these to come. Both, maybe not, since we saw a different distribution last season, with one map coming later in the season, but also kind of hope that they both do come, because then that would leave the door open for potentially a surprise remaster down the line. And let's be honest, traditional 6v6 was incredibly neglected this season, so I'd really like to see that. I would like to think that they truly didn't just say screw it when it came to 6v6, but I mean, who knows? I like to think on the more optimistic side of things, but right now we just don't have any intel or insight as to what will be happening officially. We do know that we do have Miami Strike coming at a later point as well, and what is very likely as of next week perhaps, since it was mentioned earlier again in that blog post that it's coming later this month with Prop Hunt's reintroduction. But again, sticking to what we mentioned, I'm still hoping that at least there's another remaster of some sorts in the works there, because Miami, I don't think is that great. A strike variation, I don't think is going to save the map. But anyways, weaponry-wise, I don't expect both weapons to come as of next week, though, again, given their sort of symmetry with releases, I'm thinking we'll see the ZRG next week, the new sniper. At launch, we saw 2 primaries and a machete, but that's kind of the top-heavy, of course, main seasonal launch. 2 weeks later, we saw the E-tool, which was last week. 2 weeks after that, which is potentially next week, potentially that primary sniper, going from primaries with launch to a secondary or special smaller weapon 2 weeks in, then mid-season, again, that main primary, and then 2 weeks after that, my guess would be the R1 Shadowhunter, another special weapon. It would make that rollout clean and easy if you ask me, something that Activision likes to do, though not always does. The nicest part, though, is that these weapons, both remaining, do have in-game weapon challenges to unlock them, so they're not locked behind any battle pass or any paywall. You can absolutely just unlock them organically. Operator-wise, we have both Rivas and Wolf left over. Again, I'd like to expect a similar fashion to the weaponry release. Naga was at launch, Maxis was at the 2-week mark, likely one or the other of Rivas or Wolf next week, and then the final remaining in that 2 weeks after that, with 2 weeks left on the season. Though, truth be told, I think that if they alternated with the weapon releases, that wouldn't be that bad either. either. It wouldn't feel so dry week over week in those off weeks. Instead, you have a weapon, an operator, a weapon, an operator, and so on. But ultimately, that's where we're at here at this upcoming week doesn't look to be anything too major. Might just be a filler week here with that. So if you're looking for something major to happen within COD, might not be this week, but next week, while it's not confirmed, I kind of think we'll see the mid-season update and some new content come along with that, whether that be solely for Cold War or if there's also some stuff hidden in there as well for Warzone. I'd love to see some stuff. And also, if that update does in fact come as of next week, we're likely going to see a lot more in terms of leaks for both Cold War and Warzone. We might start to see some stuff for Season 3 out of the mid-season update if that does come for Cold War. And of course, then we'll start to learn more probably about the nuke event within Warzone. We'll start to see potentially some new shifts to Warzone and Verdansk as we know it right now. So definitely a lot can be on the horizon. This week, we just kind of got to get through here, and then next week maybe a little bit more exciting. But that said, that's where we're going to wrap it up. That's everything I wanted to talk to you guys about here today. So let me know your thoughts down below. What are you guys hoping to see here over the course of the next week or two within COD, whether it be in Warzone, Cold War, or elsewhere? Feel free to let me know. As well, if you enjoyed the video, make sure to drop a like down below. And of course, if you are new to the channel, make sure you guys subscribe so you don't miss a single thing regarding all things Warzone, Cold War, and anything COD related. We'll keep it the day with all of it. So if you're interested in joining the community, I'd love to have you. But if you also want to follow me over on Twitter and Instagram, those are the best places to get connected outside of YouTube. Probably live on both those. If you guys want to strike up a conversation, ask me a question, whatever it may be, that link is down there in the description below. But that said, thanks so much for watching. My name is Espresso. I'll see you guys later. Take care and peace.